I woke up, age 5. I was handed this box that contained his remaining possessions. Now they said that if I were to open the box before they were dead, bad things would happen. A silver cast Houdini death mask ring. Caroselli cast 12 of these, and they were used in the Halloween seances following Houdini's death. Walking Liberty halves, they're altered. The U.S. Treasury mounted a federal case for him to cease in their alteration, and they lost. A broken wand. This was snapped at Caroselli's funeral to mark the severance of the magic and the magician. But what I've found is that into the darkness comes light. The coins. The coins roll. The wand tends to jump. But the ring regains life. It's like a connection to the great beyond. You didn't think that these mystic objects that are brimming with energy would have stayed at rest for long, now did you? No. No, of course they would not. And that is what I'm here to tell you tonight. That this magic, here in this place, it's very much alive. In 1927, my ancestor, Al Caroselli, hosted a Hollywood dinner for 8, right here in this very house. Now, he was thrilled with celebrity. He wanted to befriend, to even become one of these icons. They had it all, you see. Frank had the blue eyes, Duke had the rhythm, Einstein had the brains, and Capone, well, he had the ammunition. You see, this was his launching point. He invited each of these icons to his home to celebrate this amazing experience, and actually under the impression that he would reveal to them that night the meaning of life. Yes, you see, he began his speech at around 9 p.m. But you can imagine the frustration when after just a few sentences in, he had to excuse himself. and then 3 hours later he was dead. Stumbling out of the hall, down the grand staircase, he fell to his knees, and upon breathing his final breath, the meaning of life was submerged in the fountain. The ink became smeared and illegible. This was an inconvenient night. It reads, distinguished guests, it is with my great pleasure that I invited each of you here tonight. As you are admired for your talents, and importantly your friendships, we each pursue our careers on golden stages and silver screens. We strive to bring the world meaning, and we succeed. Meaning is more than an extended engagement or a top billing. And after much work and divination, I am pleased to reveal to you the culmination of my work, that the meaning of life is... And that's where it becomes a legend. Why would you choose to erase yourselves into the darkness when tonight you have the opportunity to be transported with me to a mystical place? You see, why would you surrender your comforts here when you can realize what can be gained through the exploration of these dark lives? You see, one of these men here was the murderer. And there was one witness.
The meaning of life is nothing but a never-ending chase towards momentary glimpses of daylight. We teach our children that absolute happiness is attainable. We lie to them to make them feel safe. That's it, folks. You don't actually believe that he had the meaning of life scrawled out on a rotting piece of paper? Such a thing cannot be captured and is entirely subjective. No, I hope you didn't come here excited under the false conclusion that you would leave fulfilled. If you're naive enough to play along, things will likely not end well for you. I could say it was all uphill from here.
The Mahatma Gandhi, he was there that night. Apparently signing headshots. You see, he and Caroselli met one summer while in India. Caroselli was exploring a common practice among vaudeville magicians looking to inspire new works to bring back to the stage. Now, Caroselli stepped into a shop that was lined with ancient teapots, wall to wall. The shopkeeper said, "Sir, to be happy, you must first concentrate." And then begin to pontificate just before you hallucinate. But then you'll start to meditate, but not before you medicate. Then to your gods you elevate. To get there, you just levitate. Repeat the mantra. Iterate. Yes, keep searching now. Investigate. And please do not hesitate. I do my best to motivate, and certainly do not procrastinate. But above all, you gotta compensate and purchase this Tibetan healing bowl for 1,500 rupee fixed price plus tax, no refunds. But then he pulled a small white ball out of his pocket and he said, there is one other way. You can win happiness. If you can tell me correctly 3 times in a row where the white ball is, either under the bowl or in the pocket, then you will win happiness and we will all drink tea. But if you are wrong, well then the punishment must be reciprocal. We will pour the scalding tea down over your scalp. Your facial skin will boil and peel. People will live in fear of your mangled features for the rest of your days. Let's play. Round 1. You place the ball not underneath the bowl, but in the pocket. Now, Caroselli knew that on his first try, he would surely mislead. So he guessed under the bowl. And he was right. Now, he very carefully placed the ball inside of his pocket, not under the bowl. He would take it and actually place the ball inside of his pocket. Very, very carefully. Take the ball, not under the bowl, but in the pocket. Very, very carefully. Now, on round 2, psychology becomes a little more involved. You see, he had bluffed the pocket here once before. I mean, how could he repeat the same bluff twice in a row? Or is that the point? To believe that Caroselli would think that he would be truthful at least one time. Now he guessed under the bowl. And he was right. Now it's as if this could have happened over and over again just like this all night long. He would place the ball inside of his pocket. It would end up underneath the bowl. He would place the ball inside of his pocket. It ends up underneath the bowl. He places the ball inside of his pocket. It ends up underneath, yes, the bowl. Now round 3, the psychology becomes downright muddled. You might be wondering why he would be willing to play this game, to risk a chance, a 50-50 chance of severe facial mutilation. He placed the ball inside of the pocket. He guessed the bowl. But he was wrong. He was wrong. A lemon. A sign of failure. A sign of flaw, of sourness. But not always. No, a lemon can also go so well with a glass of tea. And they did say that that night they would all drink tea. Now Caroselli, he stood up and he accused the man of cheating. That by changing the ball to a lemon, that by changing the rules, he should have gotten credit for guessing that it was under. The man just stood up and laughed, a deep and hollow laugh. And that was as soon as that scalding tea came dumped out of the bowl.
And scalding tea did flow into the cups of everyone in the shop that day. This lemon is not a sign of failure, but one of bittersweet success. You see, that day, they all drank tea, and for that day, they were happy. Now, it's highly unlikely that such a hospitable man would be our murderer, especially if there was torture involved, which there was. So we're going to play a little game. A game of torture. But I can't do it alone. I need some help. fantastic for
I
this.
will.
Will you help me?
Oh, I certainly will.
Well, please join me. Please join me. You can leave your jacket here, and you're not going to be alone. Don't worry. This gentleman, right here. This gentleman. Will you join me, please?
Sure.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, you two. Watch your step. This torture is entirely self-inflicted. You see, in this game, you get to torture me. So, what I'd like you to do is stand up just a little bit. You'll stand right there, please, and you'll stand right there. And we're going to use this board. I'd like each of you to grab one side of the board. Don't be afraid. You're going to need 2 hands for this. When I say go, I'd like you to start rotating the box very slowly, slow as key, in a counterclockwise direction. You will see some things that you don't want to see. Don't stop unless I tell you to. But if I tell you to, please stop. Thinking it as a safe word. Are you ready to torture me?
Yes.
Go. Slow. Just very slowly. Keep going. Yes, keep going. Keep going. Yes. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, stop. That was good. But we can do better. Will you please keep twisting the box in the same counterclockwise direction? Go. Yes. Oh, very good. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Keep going.
Are you sure?
Yes. Keep going. Oh, please. Don't stop. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, yeah. Keep going. Very good. Very good. Yes. Please stop. Stop. Let go of the board. Let go of the board. Will you hang on to the board? Now that is what I call torture. But we can go further. Will you please untwist my arm? Good. Keep going. Oh.
This is the real deal.
Keep going. Oh, yes,
Are you
it
sure?
is the real deal. Thank you very much. You're very good at that. You know where to find me if you have Thank you to you. You see, when life hands me lemons, I make lemonade with a twist.
Sigmund Freud. He guided Caroselli's quest for meaning inward. He wasn't much of a fan of magicians, more of a hypnotist supporter. Now, Freud was there that night, sitting at the opposite head of the table. But tonight, I will play the part of the psychologist. No, not the academic type, or the accredited type. No, the type that will give you advice without you even asking for it. See, there is someone here in this room who is in need of immediate, intense psychotherapy. A person who is willing to air his deepest and darkest thoughts in front of a room full of complete strangers. Sir, would you please join? Please stand up and watch your step. Yes, you may have a seat here. Yes, right here, Chase. Yes, be comfortable, please. Yes, please. Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, you have laid down. Okay. That's very nice. Now, sir, I'm not going to actually reveal your deepest and darkest thoughts in front of these people. No, we will not. But instead, we are going to try a test, a psychological test. So I brought along these cards. In a moment, we're going to ask you to tell us what you see on these cards. But we'll also show you as well. Now, sir, tell me exactly what you see on this card as well.
Mother Teresa.
Mother Teresa. Okay, we got more cards. These are words now. A word on the card? Yes. And tell me what word you see on the card.
Mother.
Mother. Mother. We have more cards. Here, another word. Yes. And sir, what word do you read on that card?
Murder.
Murder. Oh, it is very clear he is in need of deep psychological help, ladies and gentlemen. Now, sir, it is quite clear that you are very fond of your mother. Sigmund Freud would have been so proud of you. So now it is time we move on to the therapy portion of our session. Yes, we'll use this white handkerchief. Now, when you begin to think of your mother, the handkerchief will start to dance. And then when you stop, she will stop, all right? Go ahead and start thinking of her now. Yes, good. Oh, that's good. Yes, very good. And now, please stop. Very good. We need a place for her. Some sort of a home for your mother. We have something here. Yeah, she'll be safe in here. Now we'll place mother gently inside of the jar. And just begin to think of your mother and she will start to dance. Go ahead. Yes, good, very good. Oh, very nice. And now just stop. Yes, now the key is to begin to control your thoughts. You're not always thinking about your mother, okay? Yes. Oh, no, just not always. We better cap her off here just in case. Yes, we have a little work to do. Yes. No, try your best, really. Try your best to not think about your mother, okay? Just clear your mind. Oh my. Yeah, you have her going again now. You know what? You should stand up. Please stand up and go to her. Hold on to her here. Please hold on to her. Go to her. Dance with her. Dance with her. You should dance with her. Yes, take the stage, please. Oh, that's very good. Yes. Okay, now on the count of 3, I want you to clear the thoughts. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's very good. Give him some encouragement, everyone. Too much encouragement. No, we have to put this. Sometimes this doesn't go as well. We need to get her away now. Come on. Yes. Now dinner was served at 7 p.m. At 8:45, in walks Frank Sinatra, old Blue Eyes himself. He was the crooner. He was the gambler. The chairman of the board. Perfection. Hello. Would you please just shuffle the deck for us? Give it a good shuffle. Oh, excellent technique. A good mix here. And whenever you're done, you may hand them back. Thank you. And where are you from?
Chicago.
You're from Chicago. Did you learn how to shuffle cards like that in Chicago?
Underground.
You learned underground? Oh, very nice. You see, in the end, when Frank Sinatra looked back on his life, in this moment of perfect clarity. Everything started to line up. Perfect order in hindsight.
When I was 17, it was a very good year. It was a very good year for small town girls and soft summer nights. We'd hide from the lights on the village green. When I was 17. When I was 21, it was a very good year. It was a very good year for city girls who lived in the city. Perfumed hair, and it came undone when I was 21.
Would you please give the cards another cut? Just take some off at the top. Excellent.
When I was 35, it was a very good year. It was a very good year for blue-blooded girls of independent means. We'd ride in limousines. Their chauffeurs would drive. But now the days are short. I'm in the autumn of the year, and now I think of my life as vintage wine from fine old cakes. From the brim to the dregs, it poured sweet and clear. It was a very good year.
Now, when a magician reaches the end of his life, a simple oak wand is snapped to mark the severance of the magic and the magician. Now, to restore the wand, that would answer a lot of these questions. I mean, to truly fix what has been broken, now that would be true power.
There's no use in trying to resurrect the dead. Caroselli was murdered for a reason, and he had it coming for a long time. His ties ran deep with these men. After all, it was the 20s, and a little bit of mystery was in high demand. For example, Caroselli developed a way to line the walls of a casket with illegal booze so that he could transport it from the boatyards to the basements in a hearse, unnoticed. And that's just the beginning. War strategy, psychological propaganda. He became a sort of consultant. Not exactly the type of work that you write home to mother about. So he developed a persona, a ruse, that of a traveling vaudeville magician, although he never performed a single show. After hanging out with these men in dark alleys for so long, he started to develop more enemies than friends. But sometimes it's your friends that stab you in the back when least expected.
Duke Ellington. He was at the piano that night, often mobbed in the theater alley after a hot jazz set. They would say, Duke, may I have your autograph? Would you mind? It's right here. That's great. Thank you. Then, one night the stage door opened and he was faced with a different mob. They were angry. They were hostile. They were destroying and burning the very same souvenirs. It was the Red Summer. This was destruction. He was destroyed. The chaos intensified. The young man tore away from the mob, headed straight for Duke. The young man reached into his pocket, and just as soon as he reached Duke, Duke cowered and looked up and thought his life was over. He saw extended to his face a pen. And that young man with that pen, well, that was Carousel. And these two became lifelong friends. No murderous intent here. It was really just the opposite. And as these two made a friendship and the others set the city ablaze, they transcended those riots toward brighter days, filled with music and magic. Now, I get that you might be feeling very impressionable this evening. See, that's my job. It's to force your minds to accept these alternate realities. But you don't really need me. You don't need me. I mean, any one of these. You see, people tend to follow any authoritative presence placed in front of them, even with a stand-in. In this case, a genius. Do you still have your own will? In a moment, I'm going to invite some of you here. I'm going to ask you to join me. We'll place these numbers out in order of 1 through 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, I don't want to choose you. I want you to choose each other. So I will choose one person, and I'll ask that person to stand up, and then I'll ask you to choose another person as you're coming up. So, sir, we'll start with you. Would you please stand up? And please point to any other person in the room and join us here in front of the line of numbers. And would that person please stand up as well? Point to another person here in the room as you're coming up. Any other person? You can stand right here. Anybody you'd like? Yes. And you're coming up. And as that person who was pointed to is standing up, please point to another person here in the room.
So you're coming.
This guy as well.
Yeah, I'm pointing
and sir, as our fourth, would you please point to one last person as well? Yes, any person here in the room.
Right here.
Excellent.
All 5.
We have 5. Okay, please join, yes. Well, thank you, gentlemen. You can stand right here in front of the numbers. That's fine. Just in front of the numbers here on this side. Yes. Now, in a moment, I'm going to ask each of you to choose a clipboard. I have 5 clipboards. You will each choose any one that you would like. It's very important that you demonstrate your own will. So we'll get those clipboards out. There are 5 here. You will choose any one you would like. Once you do, I'll ask you to hold it with both hands, somewhere here around the midsection. And then you will also choose any one of these numbers, 1 through 5. You'll stand behind that number. Okay? Easy enough. Any clipboard and any number. Now, I will obscure myself to make sure I have no control over the action, because I will transfer the authority to our new trustworthy host. So, gentlemen, reach for inspiration and simply decide among yourself who will go first. And then that person, please grab a clipboard, anyone you would like. And then when that person goes, another person, and the other, until all of you have a clipboard and are standing behind one of the numbers. And when the last person does that, please just call out you were there, and really any place.
All right.
Yes, you're there? Good.
Over there.
Oh my. Well, stand really close to the number, right behind them. Yes? Good. Now, I want to mix you once more, just to make sure you are truly mixed around. So we'll move the numbers once more. Remember your number. This is your original number. You have it. We'll move you around once more, just to make sure that you are completely mixed around. You guys certainly did this already, but we'll try it one more time. When I snap my fingers, please mix yourselves. That means stand behind that original number. Here we go. Oh yes, there is some confusion. But I believe that all of you now are standing behind a new place. Yes? Now this is the fun part. You see, do you believe that the simple suggestion of this authoritative presence can force your will into perfect order? Now, you see, there is this famous formula. You all know it. You've learned it. It's E equals MC squared. Each of you holds one of those characters on this board. In a moment, you will turn the board around and show the front to everyone here. When I snap my fingers, do that now. E equals MC squared. Oh, you want it to be in order.
Yeah.
No, you made a mess of yourselves. No, but someone said it is. Who said that?
I did. I thought I didn't realize it equals on that side.
Oh. That would be equally impressive, though, if it were just backwards. But I can see it, too. No, I know what you mean. You see it? Yes, it's here. Here, just hold that there. That's an E. Sir, this down here. Yes, your hand here. Like so. You're perfect. Yes, that is it. It is MC squared. Some of you don't believe me. No, it's perfect. And to prove it to the skeptics, please turn your clipboard back up to the right side up position, the metal toward the sky. The other way for you. Yes. That's other way again. That's good. And now please grab onto this black piece of paper. Each of you grab onto the black piece of paper. You're going to remove it and hold the black piece of paper down by your side. You will hold the clipboard facing them out. They want to see what's written on the clipboard itself. When I snap my fingers, now, that's it. It's E equals MC squared. You can have a seat, and you can have a seat, sir. You can have a seat, sir. You may stay. Yes, you may stay. gentlemen, yes, stand close to the numbers, please. Everyone choose a number. Yes, it is quite a lineup we have here, isn't it? Quite a lineup. Al Capone. To survive this next game, you're each going to need luck, fate, and karma. These are all important in the life of a gangster. Now, first of all, sir, do you have a lucky number, like something 1 through 10? 10. The number 10 is lucky number, very good. And in a moment, I'm going to have each of you choose a card from the deck of cards. But I want you to all choose a different card, so we'll show you the cards are different in their meanings. And you're going to choose a card from the deck, but we'll have you choose from different points in the deck, so that we each have a different card. So would you please choose, sir, from somewhere at the top, anyone you want, and you can choose from somewhere in the middle. Anywhere you want, yes? And then you, somewhere on the bottom, please, anyone you want. Oh, he changed his mind, very good. Now look at those cards, and please remember those cards. This is very important. You have the cards in your mind. We're not going to show them. We will show them that the cards are all different. Yes? Now, we're going to have you place the cards back in the deck, once again mixing them inside. So how about you, just somewhere here in the top, and then you can slide yours in as well, just somewhere in the middle. Oh, good place. And then just touch one of these. We're going to cut the deck for you. Just touch one. That one. Good. Put your card back, and we'll cut the cards in like that. Now at this point, I'm not going to touch the cards any further. You see, Al Capone never handled the dirty work on his own. I'm going to let you guys do it. We'll start with you, sir. Would you please just deal the cards down one at a time onto the table? Just one at a time, face up onto the table here. Yes, just like this. Yes, and then keep on going, please. Yes. So you're going to deal them, just continue to deal the cards. I want everyone in the room to see the cards. To see the cards are different. It's very important that they see this. And then at some point in time, as you're dealing the cards, you will feel that this moment is your fate. A moment of fate in which you will feel that it's time to stop, whenever you'd like. You wanted to stop there? Yeah. Now some people go further, however. Did you want to go a little further? Okay. Oh, you will? Okay. You know, you didn't have to do this. But it seems that he is choosing. This is your fate, sir. It's very important.
Can I stop now?
Whenever you would like.
Right there.
That is where you wanted to stop?
Yes.
That is your fate?
Yeah.
He sounds sure. Yes, you sound sure. So then 8 is your fate. Please deal down 8 cards. Go ahead. We'll count them. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold on, what was the card that you had selected at the very beginning, the one that you looked at?
8.
It was also an 8.
Yeah.
Interesting. You remember which type of 8? Was it a red or a black 8?
Red.
It was red.
Yeah.
Was it a heart or a diamond? Do you recall?
I think diamond.
It was a diamond.
Yeah.
It was the 8 of diamonds? Mm-hmm. That is your fate. Turn it over, yes. Turn it over and show them. Show them. Yes, it is his fate. You had a lucky number. It was 7, right?
I think it's 10.
It was 10. Oh, most people choose 7, but you chose 10. So then why don't you just deal down 10? Go ahead and do that face up. We'll count with him. Yes, that's 1, 2, yes, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold on, would you please say the name of your card for the first time?
Queen of Hearts.
The Queen of Hearts, turn it over, the 10th card. This is very important. You chose a card, and you're the last person left. We felt fate, we felt luck. karma. This is going to be your karma. I want you to deal the cards down very slowly. Okay, go ahead and do that. This time do it face down. So the red side is up. Yes, just one at a time, red side. Just like that, yes. One. Okay, really, stop wherever you want. Point here. Okay. Whenever you feel it's your karma, return it.
Here we go.
Oh, that felt like your karma there?
I think so. My karma day.
This is very important, sir. So I must know that. Which card did you stop on? There is indecision. Was it that card or this card? That was your karma. What was the card that you chose?
2 of diamonds.
You better show. Luck, fate, and karma, all important in the life of a gangster. You know, if Capone were the murderer that night, I'm certain that karma would have caught up to him in the end. And I don't really recall how he died. I mean, it was probably drowned in a river with cement shoes or pumped full of lead by a firing squad.
Al Capone died of syphilis. But there are worse ways to die. You, sir. I'm guessing you live with your mother. It's been a long time since I've been with a man. I just got a studio downtown. I can host. The last man that I hosted didn't stay very long. He started getting very picky, always complaining about the way that I dressed or did my hair, my makeup, what I drank. He even turned me on to some very bad eating habits, some of which I still have not been able to shake.
I used to be my mother's baby. When I was near, my dad went wild. Whenever we had company, they bounced me on their knee. The neighbors thought I was a darling child. Once I was everybody's baby, but right now I'm lonesome as can be. You see, I'm nobody's baby. I wonder why each night and day I pray the Lord up above, please send me down somebody to love, 'cause nobody wants me. I'm blue somehow. Won't someone hear my plea? Come take a little chance with me, because I'm nobody's baby now.
I don't mean to alarm you, but we have company. You see, Charlie McCarthy, he performed on the same vaudeville circuit as Al Caroselli. Now he began to outshine his own creator, needing a little help from Edgar Bergman. But he became the larger star. So last week, knowing that he was a brilliant dummy, we just started chatting. And I snapped his string. He became unhinged. No, but I think he's still in there. I think the lights are still on. So I started to read to him. I started to read him all of his bedtime favorites. At the Mountain of Madness, Time Machine, People to Kill. You know, I think he's starting to listen. He really is starting to listen. So I've given him this little bell to ring. You know, just in case he needs anything. Charlie? Charlie, how you doing? You doing okay? Yes, once means yes. We've worked this all out. Now, we need only one book. Hello? Would you please put your left hand on one book? Yes, you, please. Put your left hand on one book. That one. Put your right hand on another book. We'll eliminate them, and you have chosen the Time Machine. Now, ma'am, in the book, The Time Machine, there are 202 pages, and it starts on number 3. So between 3 and 202, I'll take the other books. Name a number between 3 and 202.
175.
175. Open it up to 175. There we are, 175. Now I'd like you to choose a word from the first few sentences. Some sort of an object that we could all see. You're not going to say it out loud? Keep that in your mind. Good. Now here's the fun part. I will begin to read from the paragraph. And Charlie, you just read when you hear her word. The man rushed down the staircase, slamming into the grandfather clock. The woman stared out the window and said, "More like you were the backstabber than we..." Was your word backstabber?
No.
No. Charlie, did you mean that her word was backstabber? Charlie. Did you mean that she is the backstabber? Ma'am, what is the word that you had selected?
Can I say it out loud?
Yes.
Share.
Yes, you've got him. You've got him right in the back.
Oh, ma'am, don't be offended. I'm the backstabber he was referring to that evening. And the murderer didn't work alone. He had very few friends in the room that evening. And none of them could prevent his eventual demise.
In all my time exploring Caroselli's life and career, none of it's come together in the way that it has in this place tonight. It's as if there's an actual part of him here, trying to connect, to finish what he had started. Now, I know this is a very tense moment, but ma'am, would you please join us? Watch your step. You got it? Very good. Now, there is one more celebrity icon that we have not yet named tonight. Would you please, in a loud voice, just name any celebrity?
Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley. You know, she's right. No, you were right. It is Elvis Presley. Yes, Elvis Presley at age 2. Very important. Would you please do us one more favor? I want you to draw your picture of the meaning of life. We're going to give you a marker. I'll ask you to draw the picture. Go ahead and draw it. Now, a picture for her will allow her to express herself in a way that allows a full spectrum, will not lock her into vocabulary. And she's drawing now the meaning of life. You take your time, make it as detailed as you would like. I don't want to see it. When you're done, you can close the book. You've done it? And I'll take the pen back, please. You see, there was one more piece to Caroselli's philosophical puzzle that night. In order to reveal what he had always sought, he had planned a grand act of magic. The problem was it never quite worked. And I thought that if it were to work, in any place in the world, it would be here, in this room tonight. We will mix these photographs. We'll mix them. I'm going to ask you to help me mix them as well. Please stay there, yes. We're going to get a few of them and mix them all around. And in a moment, we're going to place them on the board, on some of the numbers. We'll start here with these 3. Now, to choose which numbers for which photographs, well, what I'd like to do is take this stopwatch, this little pocketbook, and I'm going to have you spin it around. And as you spin around the little knob, you can see the times change. Yes, the times do change. And at some point, you will feel the urge to stop the watch. And at that point, we'll stop. Go ahead and just spin the little knob. Yes, spin. Stop wherever you want. Here, we'll see what time you selected. Let's see what you got here. 1:58. Yes, yes. 1:58. So the first 3 will then go at 1:58. Let's just do that now. Take here 1:50. And then 8. Now the next 3 will go in the next 3 places. That will be here 2, 3, and 4. Let's get 3 of these as well. We'll just take these 3 and give them a mix. Would you please just give them a mix face up? I want them to see that you're actually mixing them up. That's good. That's very nice. Well, it's very good. Now we're going to mix and make sure these are all completely mixed up. It could have been Freud, or Gandhi, or Einstein. A mixed order will go on the next 3 spots. That will be 2, 3, and 4. We'll do that now. 2, and 4. Well, there are a couple more. Just take any one, holding it toward the audience. Any one. That one? Okay, that's good. And we will take yours and place it next at number 6. And then the final one that remains will go here. The next number, number 7. There's one more slot. One more photograph. Oh, that's right, Duke Ellington. Who had Duke Ellington? Thank you, sir. This is very important. Now, don't show what you've drawn, please. I'm just going to draw something here. Now, don't say a thing. If it means something to you, it doesn't. Don't say a thing. Don't say a thing. This goes in the final spot. Now, ma'am, the moment of truth. Would you please show everyone here the meaning of life that you've drawn? Oh my. And what have you drawn?
It's a sea lion.
This is a sea lion. Does this meaning of life, does this make you happy?
Oh, yes.
Oh. Yes. You see, these celebrities made him happy. Yes. It was the meaning of life. And you might know the exact kind of happiness he was talking about.
Good job.
This was it. This was the meaning of life. This was the final moment he was searching for. The meaning of life was to be happy.
Yeah.
Yes. Be happy. That's all he ever wanted. Be happy. The meaning of life. No, I'm sorry, that sucks. I can sense that you guys are feeling a little bit let down. I mean, you know, my family didn't just tell me that this Al Caroselli was some, like, crazy uncle passing down magic history. No, they actually believed that he held something worthy of being called the meaning of life. I mean, I grew up being told of this famous magician who died just a few hours before he could reveal this truth. It was so meaningful, it could change the whole world. And I don't think that does it. Be happy. I mean, I was probably naive here to think that there was some sort of answer to this question that no other person had ever solved, and he had the answer. Yeah, but speaking of naive, I mean, you guys came to a magic show expecting to find meaning. I mean, I'm not your priest. I'm not a teacher. I mean, I'm just... Hey, you know what? Shame on you. Shame on you for coming here and thinking that someone was just going to give away something like the meaning of life. I mean, I'll tell you the truth. We can't undo these things that are already broken. I mean, broken family promises, broken hearts, broken wands. No, people just die. They just die and then they leave. And maybe there's just no deeper connection here. Maybe that's all that there is. They just leave and they're gone. You know, in all of my searching, I haven't been able to find this meaning on my own. And I really wanted to share it with you tonight. But all we have now are these experiences. And I wanted to give you something deeper, something more. Something like real magic. But maybe these experiences are all that we have. So thank you.
I can sense you're feeling a little unfulfilled. Who was the celebrity murderer that night? The mystery remains. And in the end, does it even matter? The answer that night was simple. Caroselli simply could not keep going on looking for truth in the wrong places. The only thing that gives life its meaning is the opposite. Death. And what a better place for him to find it than with a tiny teaspoon of arsenic.